To all travelers watching, let me share to you 10 helpful tips to travelers before airport check-in. Watch this video and find out. Hi travelers, welcome back to another episode of Jamey Ares Talk TV, where I bring to you travel information, tips and updates. Also, I'll be bringing to you specifically this month of May, lifestyle, career, business, and buhay OFW. So what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and notification bell so that you'll get updated every time we have a new video. So for the travel tips that I am sharing to you now, this is the first from its series. The first one is, what are the things that you should take into consideration before you check in at the airport, whether you're checking in to fly to the Philippines or you're checking in from the Philippines to fly to another country. So alamin po natin, ano po bang kinakailangan yung i-take into consideration. Number one, pack wisely. Alamin niyo po muna kung ano ang baggage allowance ng inyong airline so that you can comply with their regulations, especially if you're not the one who actually booked for your flight. Katulad ng mga OFWs or those who are working and your company is the one who's actually booking for you. Kasi sometimes, some of the airlines change their policy and depende sa package na binili ng inyong company kung meron yan dalawang check-in luggage or isang check-in luggage na. And then, alamin mo din ang hand carry. Free baggage allowance. Most of the time, 7 kilograms lamang ito. Ngunit, merong ilang airlines na 6 kilograms lang ang international free baggage allowance for a hand carry or carry-on bag. So, it's good that you know it so that at least pagdating mo sa airport, hindi ka ma-stress sa pagtanggal ng mga gamit na pinak mo. And please, always remember to pack any liquids or gels in a clear plastic or transparent bag to ensure that these are permitted within the limit. So pag-usapan natin yan nang sa gayon hindi matapon po ang mga liquid na pinak ninyo sa carry-on. So number 2, identify all the liquid aerosols and gels or LAGs or lags that you intend to bring with you on your trip. So what does this mean? So it simply means that lahat muna i-identify natin ano-ano ba yung mga dadalhin mo. Pagkatapos nun, ay sasabihin ko sa inyo paano nyo i-identify alin dito ang para sa carry-on luggage at alin dito ang para sa check-in baggage ninyo. Madalas niyong tanong sa akin yung, Jamey, pwede ba ang cologne? Jamey, pwede ba ang shampoo? Pwede ba yung ganito or ganyan? So, alamin natin, ano yung magiging determining factor ninyo? Unang-una, pagkatandaan. Number 3, kinakailangan pag inyo nang na-identify ang mga liquid aerosols and gels na dadalhin ninyo, you have to place all liquid aerosol and gel that are in containers not larger than 100 ml in a resealable, transparent plastic bag. Ito po ay dapat na may size na 20 cm by 20 cm. Yan po yung transparent plastic na pwede nyo pong mabili sa supermarket. Now, kinakailangan ang total bigat ng liquid na ito ay it must be under 1 liter of liquid. Now, kinakailangan nyong malaman na ang bawat container na ilalagay nyo dito sa resealable plastic or transparent plastic dapat not greater than 100 milliliters or its equivalent, or else they will ask you to throw it out. Nangyari na po sa akin yan at nakalimutan ko po kasi ipasok yung aking Victoria's Secret cologne body spray dahil nagmamadali ako dahil from my work from Brazil, diretso na po ako sa airport. So I forgot na meron pa pala ako naiwan na Victoria's Secret body spray sa aking carry-on. So kahit less na po ng 100 milliliters liters yung mismong liquid na laman but yung lalagyan niya is mas malaki po sa 100 ml, pinatapon po sa akin yung aking Victoria's Secret na pabango. Hoping wag mangyari sa inyo yan. So that served me a very valuable lesson. Kaya talagang check po ako bago ipasok ang check-in luggage or i-check-in ang aking mga baggage para walang maiwan sa carry-on bag na kinakailangan na i-check-in luggage. Like any container more than 100 milliliter. So sa mga nagtatanong, Jamie, pwede ba ang cologne o body spray sa hand carry? Pwede, pero dapat ang lalagyan niya ay 100 ml or less or matutulad kayo sa akin na ipapatapon yun. Sayang naman, lalo na kung mahal ito at kabibili nyo lamang. So, place it in your check-in luggage. At lahat ng ito ay kinakailangan ilalagay doon sa transparent, resealable bag. Now, all containers, again, just like what I've said, must be placed in one transparent, resealable plastic bag of a capacity not exceeding 1 liter or equivalent and shall be allowed in the cabin. Please take note, mga kabayan at travelers, isang plastic lang. Okay, isang transparent plastic na 20 by 20, not more than 1 liter ang bigat per passenger. Yan po. Then, sa inyong pag-aayos ng bagahe ninyo, everything else na more than 100 ml, lahat ng sumobra dito sa 1 liter of 100 ml containers na meron ka, ilagay nyo na po ito sa check-in luggage ninyo. And make sure, just like what I've said, leave behind or place in your check-in luggage any lag or liquid aerosol and gels in a container larger than 100 ml doon na po sa check-in luggage. Number 5, check your travel documents, passport, visa, boarding pass, and other relevant documents. Check also the expiration dates even before you fly. Kung possible po, at least months before your flight, nang sa gayon, if you need to update or kaya request for like renewal ng inyong mga documents, you may do so in advance at hindi kayo ma-stress at magka-problem sa inyong flight. Number 6, prepare for your security check. So, make sure bago kayo dumating sa airport, remove nyo na yung mga electronics, liquids, and other items from your bag or pockets before going through the security. And also, be prepared to remove your jacket, shoes, belt, and yun nga, yung jacket or any coverall na meron kayo if required ito. Sometimes pinapaalis ng security, sometimes hindi naman. So, follow their procedures. Number 7, dress appropriately. Kinakailangan you are thinking both saan yung departure airport mo, ano ang weather dito, at syempre once you arrive in the airport of that country of destination, ano naman yung weather. So if for example, from the Philippines, lilipat kayo sa ibang bansa, malamig ba pagdating doon sa bansang yon? When I say malamig, is it rainy or is it snowing? Kasi, di ba, syempre, ayaw nating magkasakit. So, you have to prepare very well. Here in the Philippines right now, it's really warm. Ngayon ay summer. So, of course, once you are at the check-in airport ng Pilipinas, dress lightly. Kasi ang init. Kahit naka-aircon pa, sometimes hindi po malakas ang aircon here in the Philippines. Kaya wag masyadong makapal ang inyong suot. Wag nyo na agad isuot yung makapal nyong jacket. Mamamawis kayo ng todo at hindi din maganda, baka magkasakit kayo once you arrive in your kumbaga destination kasi natuyuan kayo ng pawis. So, what you can do, like for me, if alam kong mainit po sa Pilipinas, tapos punta ako sa Alaska, it happened, or kaya sa Canada, and it's snowing there. So, what I usually do, manipis po or light lang yung aking dress or yung aking clothes. It could be like this one that you can see from the picture. It could simply be like a t-shirt or a blouse and just simple pants. Now, depende, are you traveling business class or are you traveling economy? Sometimes there are airlines kapag business class, they would want you to dress a little bit hindi hindi naman masyadong too informal or casual, a little bit yung may mga, kumaga, coat, yan, gusto nila. So, parang ano siya, business casual. Now, for economy naman, then you can definitely dress casually. Madalas, ang ginagawa ko po, yung aking makapal na fur jacket, inilalagay ko lang po siya as my additional, kumbaga sa hand ko lang or outside my luggage kasi alam ko pagbaba ko or pag-arrive ko sa Alaska, nako po, napakalamig and I don't want to get sick po. So, pwede naman yun because most airlines may libre po na free. For example, 2 personal items and that includes a very thick jacket. So, that's what I do so that at least aside from a small bag where my purse and documents usually are placed aside from carry-on, meron akong jacket. So at least hindi po ako, una, hindi na siya makakabigat sa check-in luggage natin kasi libre siya. Pangalawa, hindi ako mamamawis or hindi kayo mamamawis ng sobra and you feel comfortable when you are traveling. So, ganon din naman if, for example, you will be flying from a country that is so cold, yung weather like Alaska and other kumbaga countries that you'll be flying from. So, syempre, makapal ang inyong mga suot-suot, right? Pero pagdating niya sa Pilipinas, nako po, travelers and kabayan, napakainit. So just simply prepare, kumbaga yung dress ninyo na madali nyong tanggalin. Like if it's a jacket that makes you feel warm, then you can easily remove it kasi pagdating nyo dito, tagakpak ang pawis nyo plus yung body temperature nyo is yung mag-a-adjust pa lang siya sa temperatura sa Pilipinas. And you know, as a tropical country, humid, so yung ating, kumbaga, init ay medyo malagkit ang pawis. Yan. So, dapat you will be prepared for it. If you need, like, for example, tissue, wet wipes, or anything and that can make you feel comfortable or even just in case hindi po, alam niyo, yung travel ninyo back to your home will be far. So, will you be fetched or susunduin ba kayo ng air-conditioned vehicle or magta-travel kayo sa public bus na walang aircon, so pamaypay, yan maganda, and you dress lightly para at least hindi po kayo sobrang papawisan. Or pwedeng makapal ang damit ninyo from the country kasi malamig doon, baon na lang po kayo, doon ilagay nyo sa carry-on ninyo na manipis na dress and then you can change. Yan, that's what I also sometimes do. For example, I'll be flying from the Middle East or UAE. Syempre, depende. Kung winter ako aalis doon, syempre malamig. So pagdating sa Pilipinas, hindi naman ganun kalamig. So I just simply, kumbaga, nagbabaon ako ng extra clothes ko so I could change and wear dress appropriately upon arrival to my destination. So, number 8, yan po naman, make sure that you have your boarding pass ready, accessible, so that at least when you are about to go inside the airport, ay ready na ito. Kasi yan ang unang hinahanap, hindi ka papapasukin ng security guard kapag hindi mo sa kanila ipapakita ang iyong boarding pass. Now, there are different types of boarding passes. Like for example, do you have it printed? Or maaring ikaw ay merong mobile device wherein you can access yung iyong boarding pass. Then you can simply show it to the security guard and later on to the check-in counter. Number 9. So, ang number 9 helpful tip natin ay arrive early. So, depends where are you actually traveling from. So, let's just say you'll be flying from an overseas airport palipad ng Pilipinas. Usually, you plan to arrive at least 2 to 3 hours at the airport before your flight departure simply because, you still have to go through yung mga different airport security checking. And if you're not familiar with the airport, I suggest at least 3 hours so that at least you know that you can definitely get your boarding gate on time. Kasi sometimes, trying to find the gate is not easy, especially if you're not familiar with the airport. Some you have to take trains, some, you have to travel very far in order for you to reach from the check-in gate to your boarding gate. Naku, nangyari na po sa akin yan when I was in London and the line was so long. So, make sure po you give that allowance now. If you will be departing from the Philippines, dati, ang sinasabi nila, at least give yourself 3 hours before your travel. But nowadays, kabayan, nowadays travelers, ang sinasabi na at ina-advise din ng Bureau of Immigration, arrive in the Philippines 4 hours before your travel, especially if you will be traveling to the US and Canada because may special screening pa po ito. So make it like more than 4 hours at least. I know it's quite hassle, but you know what happened already in other with other travelers. So para maiwasan po natin yung sobrang haba po ng pila sa immigration at hindi tayo maiwan ng ating flight. So give at least 4 hours or more. Depende kung saan po ang inyong traveling country, where will you be traveling to or country that you will be traveling to, so that at least hindi po kayo maiwan ng flight. Though, the immigration actually said now they've increased the open kumaga counters for Bureau of Immigration at syempre mas pinaagahan na po nila ang bukas sa mga airline counters para makapag-check-in earlier than 3 hours ang mga travelers here in the Philippines. But still, it's great not to be sure, so arrive early in the airport. Last, but certainly not the least, everyone, please make sure that you are aware of your airline guidelines. What I'm sharing to you is simply the generic or general guidelines or tips that you could take into consideration so that before checking in the airport, you are prepared. But there are airlines that have specific instructions and guidelines that you have to abide by. So you have to know this way in advance. Most of the time, they will email that to you a few days before your flight. So please check your inbox sa email ninyo or spam folder so that at least if there are like additional reminders that you have to do upon arrival in the airport or before you arrive in the airport, please do so. Remember to follow any additional guidelines provided by your airline and airport to ensure a smooth and hassle-free check-in experience. And additional tip, everyone, please ensure if you can check in online and if for your ticket, it is allowed kasi sometimes kapag mga companies ang nagbo-book, yung online check-in ay hindi allowed sa ticket. But if you booked your flight on your own, most of the time it is allowed. So check in online, everyone, so that at least once you arrive in the airport, ay doon ka na sa baggage drop-off at hindi ka na pipila pa sa mahabang line ng checking in. We'll discuss more of this in my next video once you check in at the airport. So please watch out for my next video. These are the top 10 tips that I have simply just for you. And mga travelers at kabayan, looking forward that you'll have a pleasant flight. And please watch out for my other videos, travel tips upon airport check-in, some, para at least you know what you need to do. And at the same time, final security check. Ano po ba ang kailangan nyong i-take into consideration and what they are looking at para maiwasan na po ang hassle and stress once you're at the final security check before your boarding, whether you're in the Philippines or from the Philippines or flying to the Philippines from another country. So watch out for this video. And with that, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you find this video helpful and informative, please click like, and I'm inviting you to subscribe to my channel. Follow nyo rin po ako sa FB page at TikTok account at saan man po tayong dako ng mundo, taas noo, tayo mga Filipino. Ako po si Jamey Aris, ang inyong talk TV show host na nagsasabi, stay safe, stay healthy, may God bless you, and thank you for watching. See you in my next video.